All right. Welcome back to Currency 365. Hope you guys are doing well. All right, so you guys are looking at clear value tax, okay? And he's some of you guys might know him, and some of you guys do not know him. He's a popular financial guy on YouTube, and he has 1.85 million subscribers. Um, and I think he also has a token as well that people can uh get for supporting him. And I guess you have to be part of the some type of program or plan or whatever it is. I'm not sure how that works, but I think he has it on his page somehow. Where the revenues that he generates, and the more revenues he generates, the more he shares a little bit of that with the token holders. So and there's other YouTubers that are doing the same concept as well. Okay, but this video he's talking about tipflation and the tip culture backlash in the USA. Now, this is not his first video on tipflation. I've seen, I think he did one couple of months ago, and I was like, huh, that's really interesting, tipflation, and then the culture of tipping. I was like, okay, so this is something that's um, and this is the and he says the backlash of, because there's people on YouTube and there's people on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. They're making videos, and he does show a couple of them here, but I'm not gonna play the videos for copyright reasons and all that stuff. But he does show a couple of videos of scenarios of people going to Starbucks or people going to a different place, and or a lady went to an ice cream shop and she just wanted a cone, and the cone cost $2, right? And back in the day, a cone was like 30 cents, 20 cents. So the dollars have just, it's just we printed so much dollars that now a cone and just a regular ice cream cone, not with the ice cream on it, but just a cone itself is $2. Like that's pretty crazy, to think about it. Like, man, how things have changed over the last 10, 20, 30 years, right? Okay, so but she went to an ice cream shop, and she asked for a cone. It was $2, and then she was going to use her credit card, right? And or debit card or whatever, or prepaid card, whatever. She was going to use plastic, right? Cashless society, right? So she's going to use plastic, and then they asked for a tip. She's like, a tip, I just wanted a cone. It's $2. Why should I give you $1 tip for a cone that you just handed me for $2? And so she put nothing on there, and the employee made mean faces at her, and things like that. And she was like, what the freak, man? Like, why should I tip you for just handing me an ice a cone, right? So it's for $2. Why should I tip? So, and then another one went to Starbucks, and I guess got a coffee, and the coffee was like $3, and I think that's what it was. I'm not sure, but I think it was Starbucks coffee was like $3, and they wanted a 20% tip on there or something like that. And it's like, what? You just all you did was pour me some coffee, man. Like, you're not a waitress, you're not you're not an electrician or plumber or anybody else that does like really like hard work, or like actually like service people, like in that type of fashion that's gonna deserve a tip. You just went there, poured the coffee, and then gave it to me, right? It's not like you poured my coffee three to four times for my entire family. It's not like you served us, you know what I mean? There's a lot of backlash. You go to TikTok or Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. There's a lot of it's almost like they're forcing you to tip. Okay, and so now that because wages are low, inflation is high. They're trying to figure out what they can do to make extra money to suck the and the customers more and more and more and more and more, right? Um, but I did a video on Eyes Open Media I'm not sure when I did this video, but I did a video on ISO Media about tipping and offerings. Offering, right? Offering is the key to wealth. So, and many people and the people that are complaining about this, which they have a good reason to complain, because why do I have to give a tip when I just gave I just bought a $2 cone and you want a $1 tip? That's crazy, right? So, but but the people that are complaining are people that don't have a lot of money, right? The people that are complaining are the people who don't have a lot of money. You're not seeing wealthy people or successful people or six-figure people complain about this. And most of it is college kids or high school kids or people that are making, $50,000 or less or 60,000 or less, and they have bills out their eyeballs and stuff. I'm not giving you a tip. I got bills out the eyeballs, right? And so the whole thing about this video, now his video is about the backlash and all this stuff, but my video is talking about that, but then telling you guys something, that there's a secret in that, right? So what they're trying to do is they're trying to suck a lot of people's money. Now, a lot of these places we shouldn't even be going to anyways, like Starbucks, and like a lot of these places are satanic, demonic. The food is just poison, right? So we shouldn't be entertaining these places in the first place, right? Um, and so, but I want to get into the tipping though, because the offering, that's part of the tipping. Tipping is an offering, right? So your tithe is the 10% that we're supposed to be giving every time we get paid, or every once a week, once a month, twice a week, whatever, however you do your tithe, right? But the offering is what God uses, because the tithe is what everybody says is mandatory, right? So the offering is extra, and that extra, and I did a video on the Eyes of Media. You can go find it. But the offering, which is tips and all the other and anything extra than the 10%, is where, and donating to YouTubers, donating to ministries on YouTube, donating to other people, charity work where you're donating to help people, charity organizations get clothing and all that extra money that you do good for. You maybe you help your mom out, maybe you're paying extra on things and bill, maybe you pay extra on rent, maybe you pay extra on this and that to help people out, whatever it is, right? That extra is what God uses to bring your wealth. So even though this is annoying for many people, it's only annoying to people who don't have much money, right? Um, there's a blessing behind it, though. If you go, of course, if you're going to the right places. I'm not saying, tipping Starbucks is going to make you blessing, because it's a satanic company. But a lot of these companies are satanic. So it's like, what do you do then? These restaurants are satanic too as well. But you're tipping the waitress though. So maybe if you're tipping the waitress, and Starbucks isn't getting any tip from anything from it, if you're tipping the people at Starbucks, the teenagers that work there, most of them teenagers and college students. If it goes directly to them, then that's fine. That's better than Starbucks getting 80% of it, and then they get a measly 20%. I don't know what the tipping share is for these companies. They're all different. Some of them, the people, the workers get all of it, and sometimes the workers only get 20% of the tips, or they get 70% of the tips, or they get 50-50. I don't know, right? But the main point of this is that tipping is part of offering, and offerings are what God uses to bring your wealth. So if you're struggling, like many of these people that are complaining about the tipping, that's your way to get wealth, right? That's part of the plan to get wealth, is tipping, right? And so instead of being upset and mad about it, this is what they should have done. Like if I get a $2 cone, and I can just pay in cash. I mean, you can just you cut everything off by just paying in cash, right? And then you don't have to deal with the machines, right? If you just pay in cash, because we can still pay in cash, right? Cash is still legal tender in America, right? So until they abandon it as legal tender, cash is still legal tender. So if you want to avoid all that, you just pay in cash. Just have some cash on you, right? And when you go to these places, just go to ATM, draw some cash, and have it for the week. Carry some cash from the week with you. You only got to go once a week. Just get all the money that you need, that you believe you're gonna need for the week, for coffee and all that other stuff, and just pay in cash. Then you don't have to even deal with the tip stuff, right? Um, and then if you do have to deal with the tip stuff because you're paying in plastic and digital money and stuff like that, then then you just tip something, just instead of, so that there's no problems, right? Because we're seeing that when people tip nothing, you come back and there's a problem, or they're side eyeing you, or they're cussing at you. It's like, you don't even need all that, right? So if it's $2 cone, then tip 10 cents, 20, tip something, you know what I mean? And they won't say anything because they know it's $2, right? But when you tip nothing, and then it's like, man, I'm sitting here working, and man, tip me something, man. I need extra money, right? So people are struggling out here, man. But your wealth is in your tips. Your wealth is in your tips. That's what God uses to bring you wealth. This is why you don't see satanic people in Hollywood complaining about stuff, because they give all the time, right? They give their demonic charities and all the demonic stuff they do, demonic works and stuff, because they know about tipping, and they know about giving, right? A lot of these people set up charities, even though it's for demonic reasons. They still know about it. They still know the concept of giving, even if it's demonically, to get back, right? To be blessed, or to be demonically blessed, right? So because Satan blesses his people too, right? So um so that's just tell you that, if you're complaining about this, and that most likely you don't have any money. You know what I mean? Like, because most of the people that have money are not complaining. They'll put something down, right? I tip all the time. I don't have a problem with it because I know it's where it blesses me. God uses that for my wealth, right? So God uses that money, the tip money, to wealth, because I'm blessing somebody else, and so that becomes a blessing for me, right? So if you're complaining about the tip, I know some of you guys are probably complaining about all this tip stuff, but you just put 10 cents down, put 20 cents down if you can, right? So you don't have to. I don't think you can, unless the computer tells you no, you must put only a minimum of $1. Then just pay in cash. Then you don't have to even worry about it, right? So if you're so concerned about tipping, in this new culture of what's it, tipflation, then just pay in cash, right? And then if you can put something lower than $1, then put 50 cents on there, 20 cents on there if you buy something like that that's under like $3. If you buy something like $5, put 50 cents on there. If it's $10, put $1 tip on there, right? And you're not, and then let that be a blessing to them, and let God bless you back, right? And tell God to bless you back 100-fold or a billion-fold off of that $1 tip, right? So, and when you tip, ask God to bless you back a billion-fold. Make it perpetually, so you don't have to do it all the time, right? Every time I tip, God bless me back a billion-fold, right? Yeah. I'm tipping to help these people out, to give them money to pay their bills and pay their stuff, and help their family members out, and help themselves out to live. Bless me back a billion-fold, right? So we can use it as a blessing, right? Because people are using it as a backlash, and a negative form, a negative light, but we can use it as a blessing as well. We can swap it around and say, okay, I will be tipping because I know God's going to be using it for my blessings and for my favor, and to take care of me, right? And He's going to be using it for my wealth, right? To build up my wealth, and every time I give, God's going to bless me back. I've already decreed and declared that God's going to bless me back a billion-fold every time I do that. So if I tip $1, God's going to bless me back a billion-fold, right? In some way, shape, or form. Doesn't have to be financially. It could be something other way, that's a blessing. Maybe whatever it is, right? Whatever God thinks about, right? That can help your life, right? And He'll do it. So don't look at this as a negative thing, but it is coming off as a negative thing. But you turn it around into your favor and say, okay, you guys want tips? We'll do it, and then I'll act, and then I'm gonna decree and declare that God blesses me back a billionfold every time I do tip, and use it to your advantage. Peace out. God bless. And that's it, man. And for you guys that don't know who Clear Value Tax is, you guys can go to his channel and watch his stuff. I watch it on a weekly basis, and it's pretty good. And yeah, that's about it. Peace out. God bless. If you want to watch the video, you can also go and watch the video, because I'm not playing the video for copyright reasons, but you can go watch the video yourself. Peace out. God bless. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.